sponsored by WVU Medicine Camden Clark and McClinton Auto Group.
Live from our studios at One Television Plaza, this is WTAP News at 6.
The new pope is revealed as Robert Prevost of the U.S., the first American pontiff in history. He'll be known as Pope Leo XIV. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. White smoke was seen at the Vatican today, leading to worldwide celebration for Catholics as Bishop Robert Prevost made his first appearance as Pope Leo XIV. Our LV Hissam is live in the studio with more on how students, faculty, and staff at Parkersburg Catholic High School reacted to the news. LV, what can you tell us?
Thank you, Phyllis. As you said, I was at Parkersburg Catholic High School where just hours ago, students, faculty, and staff were gathered to see in real time the first appearance of Pope Leo XIV. And I had the chance to speak with Marty Vierheller, who is a religion teacher at Catholic, about this historic day and how he felt when he heard who the next pope was. And he said, and I quote, "Never in my lifetime did he ever think there would be a pope from the United States of America," and that he was pleasantly shocked by the news. And just to give you a look into the excitement, let's take a look at everybody's reaction when Bishop Robert Prevost made his first appearance as Pope Leo XIV on the Vatican balcony just hours ago. I'm going to have more on this story and everyone's live reaction to hearing from the new pope for the first time in our later newscasts. So for now, back to you, Phyllis.
LV Hissam reporting live in the studio. LV, thank you. An old church and a car were destroyed in a fire this morning. Just after 5 a.m., an old church in Belpre off Hollywood Drive caught fire, according to the Little Hocking volunteer fire chief Mike Chevalier. He says the church was no longer in use and the owner used it to store car parts. The owner's 2003 Volkswagen Beetle was stored nearby, was destroyed in the fire. Chief Chevalier says they found a live power line burned in two going into the building. The line was marked off to protect firefighters while the power company turned off the power. No one was hurt, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. The Washington County Sheriff's Office also responded to the fire. Turning to the weather, the rain is back. Meteorologist Kirk Greenfield joins us now with a look at your first alert forecast. Kirk?
We had quite a downpour in the last hour or so here in the Mid-Ohio Valley, but fortunately we've got a little break. Current temperatures, as you can see, we're in the 60s after cooling down from the 70s with some of those rain showers. The Jan Dills Marietta Skycam atop the Lafayette Hotel says we're at 64 now. Relative humidity 72%. The winds out of the northwest 8 miles per hour. We're watching. Well, the rain has returned and will linger this evening. It'll be cooler on Friday, but we'll have great weather for Mother's Day. Well, that's coming. The evening planner suggests that we'll still have rain showers at 7 o'clock, but by 10, we expect to be starting to dry out, mostly cloudy through the rest of the evening and still in the 50s. I'll be back in a few minutes with more. Back to you.
Thank you, Kirk. New tonight, a Pickerington man was arrested after officers say they found drugs hidden in Doritos bags. According to a news release from the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Detective Peters pulled over Derek Lamar Billups Jr. for a traffic violation on Interstate 77 near Marietta. Deputy Davis and K-9 Ivar came to the scene to help. K-9 Ivar did a free air sniff and alerted to the back seat of the car. Officers say they found bags of drugs at the bottom of 2 Doritos bags. He was taken to the Washington County Jail and is facing 4 related drug charges. He is set to appear in court on May 14th. Parkersburg fire officials have responded to 9 vacant house fires through the first 4 months of 2025. There were just 12 for all of 2024. Parkersburg officials believe the rise in these fires is related to the homeless population. Our Shyla Florence talked to Parkersburg's mayor about how this is impacting the community.
A recent count of people experiencing homelessness in Parkersburg found more than 200 people. That is less than 1% of the city's population. Parkersburg Mayor Tom Joyce says the homeless crisis has been a problem for the last few years, saying those who don't use the available resources create other issues like vacant house fires.
Folks oftentimes in this population refuse to abide by the rules of participating in some of those programs. So instead of spending the night in a shelter or seeking treatment, which comes with shelter and those kind of things, they'll go into an abandoned house like we have here on Beaver Street.
According to Parkersburg Fire Chief Jason Matthews, the department has responded to 9 abandoned house fires just through the first 4 months of the year. That is more than half the total 12 vacant house fires they experienced in 2024. While some of these house fires required emergency demolition, some are still standing and on the list to be demolished. But the biggest safety concerns happen when the house fire causes the building to collapse, like this one here that caught fire and collapsed in January of this year.
Bottom line is create an unsafe condition for our fire personnel. Police have been responding for months, trying to run people out of there. The building was properly placarded, and now the taxpayer just paid for this demolition and will likely never get our money back.
Chief Matthews says nobody is ever inside these abandoned homes when the fire department arrives, but multiple neighbors say they watched homeless people go in and out of these houses before they caught fire. No injuries have been reported with any of these vacant house fires either.
And that's a blessing. We're lucky, but I don't want to play those odds forever because eventually somebody's going to get hurt. And I pray to the God Almighty that it's not one of our firefighters.
Despite nobody being found inside the houses during the fires, the fire department says they have found mattresses, cigarette butts, drug paraphernalia, and other items that show people were recently staying inside. In Parkersburg, I'm Shiloh Florence.
We will hear from Mayor Joyce tomorrow about what he says city officials are trying to do to help the homeless population. Parkersburg Fire Station 3 is relocating to Bryant Street and construction is currently underway. Construction on Station 3 started a few months ago and they are making good progress despite weather delays. The national response time to respond to a fire is 4 minutes. Another 230 structures and over 900 residents will be within the desired response time by relocating Station 3. This relocation will not reduce any existing coverage areas. This will be the third station built in a little over 5 years in Parkersburg.
We found that there's about 230 structures, and a lot of those are duplexes or apartment complexes. And we figured up to be about 900 residents that we will respond to within the nationally recognized standard.
Construction is estimated to be done by November. The Marietta Washington County Convention and Visitors Bureau has gotten the historic Marietta Trolley. They are preserving a local attraction that has been giving tours of the city for 4 decades. The trolley first began operating in 1984. It was later operated by Harley Noland for over 20 years and has been a staple of Marietta tourism. It connects visitors and local people to the city's historic attractions and small businesses. CVB Executive Director Dina Clark says the trolley tour lets people experience Marietta in a fun and unique way.
Riding the trolley is just so endearing. You get to a good view of our beautiful, charming downtown, while also hearing stories of days gone by. It's just a great way to explore our town.
The 2025 tour season begins this month with tours starting at 10:30 a.m. on Saturdays. More tour days will be added later in the summer. Each tour lasts 90 minutes and leaves from the Armory on Front Street. This Saturday's tour will have a Mother's Day theme. Still ahead, the Trump administration plans to overhaul the nation's air traffic control systems.